Hello everyone. In today's session, let us learn about basics of microstrip antennas and the trends. Everybody would have heard about antennas. However, we should know their importance in daily lives. They give life and existence for all wireless communications. See the antennas placed on towers for communication. In fact, the antenna technology is a promising field. It has entered into almost all domains such as education, entertainment, military and communication through satellite and mobile. The antenna possesses duality property, that is, it can function as a transmitting as well as receiving antenna. As a transmitting antenna, it converts the current distributed on it into electromagnetic waves, shortly called EM waves, and propagates into space. The same antenna can also behave as a receiving antenna, where it senses the EM waves existing in space. It is capable of detecting the frequency for which it is designed, and then it converts the impinging waves into suitable induced current. Hence is the property of duality. Now, let us see what it is made up of. Yes, as you all can guess, the antennas should be made up of good conducting materials such as copper, aluminum, silver and gold. Out of these materials, the copper is the most popularly used one, being simple, economic, convenient and readily available material. As you can see here in the picture, many of you would have noticed parabolic reflectors and Yagi-Uda antennas mounted on the rooftops of buildings. These are conventional types of antennas which are large in size and occupy considerable space. Also, they need a strong mechanical support so that they are always positioned to transmit or receive EM waves from a particular direction. Generally, in the microwave domain, the microstrip antennas is considered as an ever active area of research. Now, let us try to understand what the microstrip antennas do with our wireless communication and why they are treated as very important. Moreover, it is interesting to understand what this microstrip antenna is about and where it is used. As you see in the picture, the microstrip antenna is a three-layered structure. It has a conducting patch as radiating element on the top and ground at the bottom. The substrate is a dielectric material and is sandwiched between the patch and the ground. There is small microstrip transmission line acting as feed to energize the antenna. All these patch, ground and the feed should be made up of copper, as I have mentioned earlier. The need for such a small antennas arises due to the advancement in technologies and the requirement for reduction in overall system size. The conventional large antennas can provide large gain and directivity and very good radiation pattern with excellent overall performance. However, just look at the miniaturized systems like mobile phones, laptops and other handheld wireless devices. These devices must be normally supported by Wi-Fi, hotspot and Bluetooth facilities. Those conventional large antennas are not suitable for such small devices, mainly because of the size and the space needed. Hence, these are special antennas called microstrip antennas designed and integrated to work with those small wireless devices. Let us learn what the low profile nature of the microstrip antenna is. As you can see here, they exhibit interesting features such as lightweight, small size, compact, economic, easy to manufacture and low cost. Also, there are certain stringent requirements for some applications. For example, in satellite communication, spot beam radiations are required to provide coverage for specific geographic regions. However, the applications like mobile communication need broadband frequency bandwidth to accommodate all kinds of information such as voice, data, audio and video. All these rigid requirements can be easily met with microstrip antennas. Therefore, these small antennas are the need of the hour to provide robust communication with wireless devices, sensor networks, biomedical, implantable medical devices, automotive, wearable, RFID systems, military, telemedicine and flexible electronics. Look at this electromagnetic spectrum and IEEE frequency band designation from the table. See how the frequencies are designated in various ranges. The microwave frequency lies in 1 to 30 gigahertz range. However, the frequencies for various wireless applications occupy the lower part of the microwave spectrum. Look at this table to understand this. The MICs, ISM, GPS, Bluetooth, GSM, RFID, Wi-Fi and UWB are operated in 1 to 12 gigahertz only. There are varieties of microstrip antennas found useful for various applications. They all come out with different shapes and sizes. You can see some of them here. The emerging applications of these microstrip antennas are very interesting to note. For example, cloaking or invisibility of objects is possible with the advent of wonderful idea of metamaterials. In medical field, for therapeutic purposes, biocompatible antennas with body implantable medical devices are used, and for diagnostic purposes, smart pills are used. The body worn antennas called wearable antennas are found much useful for military persons while they move in the military grounds. We can use the microstrip antennas for energy harvestment so that small wireless devices, displays like smart ID cards, can be powered by tapping the EM energy available in space. This is executed through the use of rectifying circuitry. The low power generated with such mechanism can be stored in batteries and supercapacitors. Since the microwave energy can be tapped freely from the surroundings, no external power supply is required. This is an upcoming field of research. Many research grants are provided for researchers working in this field. This includes IEEE funding for students through Antennas and Propagation Society. As an add-on, you can understand a research stint here. Just think why the lower part of the microwave spectrum looks congested. It is because lots of applications fall in the same frequency range. The antenna performance is degraded due to interferences and various other reasons. Therefore, the antenna designers look for better performances, and so methods like modifications of the shape and different feed mechanisms are introduced. The performance degradation can be mitigated with the integration of new concepts like electromagnetic band gap structures called EBGS, fractals and metamaterials. One of the important properties of microwaves is to produce heat. However, the microwaves are generated in low, medium and high power levels depending on the applications. In the microwave frequency range, the size of the antenna is comparable with the wavelength. The antenna can resonate and function well when its length is equal to half wavelength. See the relationship between the velocity of the wave and frequency and wavelength. So, when the frequency rises higher and higher, the antenna size becomes smaller and smaller. Even though it looks advantageous to have size reduction, generating such high frequency with low power operation is a challenge. So, the rise in frequency increases the heat produced by the microwave antenna and circuits. However, you can note that this property is exploited in food industries for processing foods. Microwave oven is one such application. In medical field, it is exploited as microwave imaging instrument and in mammography for destroying cancerous cells. Even though the microwave oven is operated in 2.5 gigahertz, the microwave power is higher of the order of kilowatts so as to cook food in few seconds, and that is why all safety precautions are taken with this device. Therefore, much care is needed in designing antennas for wireless applications, keeping the biological effects of microwaves in mind. Hence, switching over to much higher frequencies in millimeter wave region like 57 to 64 gigahertz is in the V band with a huge bandwidth of 7 gigahertz is currently being explored by researchers. This is a hot topic of research. The technology associated with this region is called G5, the gigabit fidelity. In this frequency region, the congestion is believed to be nil. However, the challenges like low power, fast data rate, attenuation, specific absorption rate called SAR and system replacement cost during implementation are given much importance and attention in the research. Having listened to all these, it is time for you to be aware of where the previous research contributions can be found. The traces of microstrip antenna research can be witnessed in many forums as publications. For example, the IEEE transactions on antennas and propagation, the IEEE transactions on microwave theory and techniques, the PEER Progress in Electromagnetic Research, and the ACES Applied Computational Electromagnetic Society, the IJMOT International Journal of Microwave and Optical Technology Letters, the JEMWA Journal of Electromagnetic Waves and Applications. All these provide the readers with lots of research findings. Hope you enjoyed this lecture. We shall see some more interesting topics on microstrip antennas like design, simulation, analysis, measurement, performance enhancement methods in the next series of lectures. Until we meet again, bye.